Yeah, so a very common one is careless driving. So oftentimes if you're involved in an accident and the cops determine that you're the at-fault party, or even if they determine both parties are at fault, you can be charged with careless driving, which is just that you were doing anything in an imprudent manner, that you disregarded the widths, grade, curves, or any other circumstances of the road. So it's an extremely broad statute, just discussing pretty much that you disregarded some traffic, whether it's a traffic signal or a curve, or you're going a little too fast, things like that. And so we often see it with traffic accidents, you being charged with careless. And it's just an imprudent manner and really a negligent standard. It doesn't mean that there's any intentional behavior or reckless behavior in your driving. Another major one is reckless, which is higher than careless driving. And so reckless driving is meaning that you were acting with a willful and wanton disregard for these traffic, for the traffic, for signals, for the road conditions, things like that. And so it's a higher level of culpability, and it's a higher charge. And then another one is we see a lot of times leaving the scene of an accident, or also failure to report an accident. And so leaving the scene of an accident, anytime you're involved in any accident, whether it's damage only or there's injury, or whether someone even sadly passes away, there's always a duty to stop at the accident, even if the other person leaves. And so leaving the scene of an accident is actually strict liability crime, which means that you don't have to, there doesn't have to be an intention to leave the scene. It just means that you left the scene in general and didn't stay after an accident. And it's similar to reporting an accident. So even if you're in a minor parking lot fender bender, you always have a duty to call the cops or to file a police report online or call the non-emergency line and report that there was an accident. Even if you don't intend to, try to evade law enforcement by not reporting these accidents, there's still a requirement that you do no matter what occurred. And leaving the scene of the accident you can actually face higher penalties, and you can even face a felony if someone suffers what's called serious bodily injury, meaning a broken bone or a permanent disability based on this accident, and you left that scene of an accident. Oftentimes you see with these types of cases with major traffic offenses that we see all the time is restitution. And so that's the damages that someone can seek in a criminal court that are related to traffic charges. And restitution applies to other crimes too, but it just often applies to these traffic cases. It's a way for people to seek their damages within the criminal court system.